very much, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL. The National Football League is here and on the air. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Denver Broncos and the Atlanta Falcons. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. C.J. Anderson. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. On second down, here's Simeon. And his throw here's incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver. And it's third down. Off the play fake to Charles. This is Simeon. Going for the deep ball. So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's fourth.
I better raise my voice a little bit here because one thing we can already tell, even in the first year in the league with this new stadium, it's going to get loud in this place.
Yeah, the old place was loud, but I think we're getting a sense that this place is going to be louder.
Yeah, they're riding that momentum of that 2016 team that finished their year in the Super Bowl.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, 77 yards. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. Well, I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. Here's Bosher to kick it away.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to look deep down the field. This is caught inside the 15. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Demaryius Thomas, 60 yards. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
Spins past him. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now the Falcon to head back onto the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And he's brought down after a good gain. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Freeman again, a first down carry. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. On 2nd down, Freeman. And some room to maneuver. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And some room to work. Gets past him at the 10. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Falcons have taken the lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. I mean, that's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
And he's going to be run over, hit hard, as he'll be marked down at the 19.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. And able to find Green. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 18 big yards on that one, and a Denver first.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players. Somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Following the penalty, Anderson. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be 2nd down. Under a minute to go, clock running in a back-and-forth first quarter of play.
Let's go!
To throw on second is Simeon. Oh, he's got... Now Simeon stripped. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. Here's Riley Dick. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now, this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Hoping now to get back in the end zone on this 4th possession. No get down.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he's got room. A second nice move, a spin. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what ability to take on blocks and be a force in the run game, as we just saw there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to roam now. Freeman with a fast feet. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Falcons will extend their lead. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it. Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for it. Bryant now to tack on the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, if there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
And he'll be brought down here at the 28. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
And they'll also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down.
Yeah, get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for Denver. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Taking it about the 16. And oh, he spins past him and into space. A minute 58 to go in this first half of play. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Room here to run. Freeman with a fast feet. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Here's Bryant for the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Trevor Siemian ready to retake the field. And how does he rally the troops, so to speak? He's played well, but they're down big on the scoreboard. How does he get his guys going?
To make sure they understand it's not a me game, it's a team game. Everyone has to come together. Everyone has to up the level of play a little bit, including himself, and find a way to make some plays in order to give them a little bit of a spark and rally the team.
We'll see if they can indeed rally down big on the scoreboard right now. Here's Siemian now on 2nd down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They come after him, they've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Here we go now.
Throwing on 3rd down, Siemian. It's caught to Charles. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And that will hit and continue on out of bounds. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Freeman again. And some space here. Freeman with a fat Devontae Freeman. They're not going to get him. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, 87 yards. And the Falcons will extend their lead. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out